Hi guys, and welcome to Phuket's Vegetarian Festival 2018. Well guys, it is my first time visiting Phuket's Vegetarian Festival. The actual origins of the festival are a little unclear, but it is commonly thought that the festival was brought to Phuket by a wandering Chinese opera group who fell ill with malaria while performing on the island. They decided to adhere to a strict vegetarian diet and pray to the 9 emperor gods to ensure purification of the mind and body. To everybody's amazement, the opera group made a complete recovery. The people celebrated by holding a festival that was meant to honor the gods, as well as express the people's happiness at surviving what was then, in the 19th century, a fatal illness. Subsequently, the festival has grown and developed into a spectacular yearly event, celebrating the Chinese Thai community's belief that abstaining from meat, fish, eggs and various other stimulants during the 9th lunar month of the Chinese calendar will help them obtain good health and peace of mind. The festival is famous for its extreme celebrations. The festival is normally held on the 8th of October and runs until the 17th, making it a 9-day event. And of course, over the 9 days there are various and sometimes gruesome ceremonies which are held to invoke the gods. It is early evening on Monday the 8th of October and we have come down to Phuket town to take a look around as the Vegetarian Festival gets underway. We are currently outside JuiTui Shrine, which is a popular Chinese temple that plays a very important part in the annual Vegetarian Festival. The temple is situated on Sai Patong, Rayong Road, not far from Phuket town's main fresh market, and as you can see guys, there are already a lot of people here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks guys. The Vegetarian Festival is an extraordinary time in Phuket, with hundreds of spirit mediums known in Thai as Mahsongs or horses of the gods. These Mahsongs take part in ceremonies at various Chinese temples. They also parade through the streets of Phuket. Most of them will pierce their body with various implements, ranging from small skewers, motorcycle wheels, even flagpoles, and it seems the weirder, the more respect the Mahsongs get. This temple is one of Phuket's oldest and most respected spiritual centres. The temple dates back to 1911. There are, of course guys, several buildings that make up JuiTui Temple. We are just in one of the first structures, so we're going to walk a little way further down the road and take a look at the other sections of this temple. At the moment there are ceremonies taking place across 6 Chinese temples which are scattered throughout Phuket. The main temple of course is JuiTui. The first ceremony is the raising of the lantern pole, which is an act that notifies the 9 gods that the festival is about to begin. It is believed the Hindu god Shiva will descend, bringing spiritual powers to the event. Okay guys, the vegetarian festival is officially underway with the first ceremony over. So we are going to have a wander outside the temple now and take a look at some of the food that's on offer at the various market stalls. Now I should make it clear guys that the festival always starts on the first day of the 9th Chinese lunar month, though the pole raising ceremony is normally the night before. Now as you can see guys, there are a lot of market stalls in the streets, and you will find throughout Phuket town this to be the case. And of course, besides the market stalls, there are going to be a lot of restaurants around Phuket town that will be serving only vegetarian food during the festival. Now as you're wandering around guys, you may start to wonder about some of the food and question if it is vegetarian, as a lot of the dishes that are on offer look very much like meat. Now the reason for this is during the vegetarian festival, a lot of the regular dishes that contain meat, the meat element is replaced with a soya bean or protein substitute. The soya bean or the protein is then made to look and even taste like meat. And of course this is not restricted to just meat dishes, even fish dishes, they do the same. I'll be honest with you guys, this did catch me out at the start of the festival. I went into one of the restaurants in Phuket town, ordered pad thai, and the waitress asked me whether I would like chicken, pork or duck, and I sort of looked at the waitress a little bit puzzled, as I was under the impression that the restaurant I was in was only serving vegetarian food. And of course then it was explained. So guys, rest assured, if you go into a restaurant with the yellow banner and the red writing on, they are only serving vegetarian food. Now of course guys, during the vegetarian festival you are still going to be able to find restaurants that will serve meat, fish, eggs, etc. However, if you're visiting Phuket during the vegetarian festival, you should bear in mind that these restaurants may be in the minority, and to be honest guys, it is well worth partaking in some of the vegetarian food. I am not known to be the greatest lover of vegetarian food, but I have to admit that some of the dishes that I tasted during the festival were delicious. Now one of the things I have noticed walking around the vegetarian festival and the stalls that are connected to it, there seems to be an awful lot of fried food on offer. Now of course, depending on your feelings about food, this could be a good point or a bad point. So guys, whether you're a lover or hater of fried food, it is definitely going to be a part of this festival. If you are enjoying the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Okay guys, as we are currently situated on Phuket Road, we really ought to take a look at Bang Niew temple. This temple also plays a very important part in the vegetarian festival, and there's a lot of the street parades which will leave from this temple. There are actually more than 40 Chinese temples scattered around the island of Phuket, but most of them are only small buildings. The 5 oldest Chinese temples in Phuket are Phut Cha, JuiTui, Bang Niew, Chontalay and Katu Temple. As you can see guys, all the kiao are lined up at the front of the temple ready for the street parades, and if you are wondering what the kiao are, I will do my best to explain. Every monk in the temple has a kiao. The kiao is the equivalent to the monk, and of course each temple has its own gyuong. Now the gyuong is the equivalent to the highest monk within that temple, and as you can see, the gyuong is a lot larger than the kiao. Both of these will be carried around the streets during the vegetarian festival, allowing the people to pay their respects, and by doing so, in return will receive good health and good fortune. Right guys, we are going to take a quick look around the temple. it is the morning of the 14th of October, and as you can see we are outside Robinson's shopping mall, which is located in Phuket town, and we are waiting for the Bang Niew temple street parade to take place. And as you can see, there is a table placed at the front of the shopping mall with offerings of fruit. Now you are going to find, guys, that most of the street parades will start at around 6 a.m. and they normally last quite a few hours, of course depending on the size of the temple that they run from. And of course you will find that each temple has its own individual route. Today's route will of course start from Bang Niew temple, making its way down towards the clock tower in Phuket town. Then it will weave its way through the streets of Phuket town, passing by the Robinson shopping mall, making its way out towards Spa Hin, and finally finishing back at Bang Niew temple. Okay guys, it looks like the start of the parade is here. Now as the parade approaches, it is going to get very noisy. Of course people are going to start to let off firecrackers as the temple's Kiao near and pass by, and the reason for this is they believe that the firecrackers will scare away any evil spirits. There are of course a lot of the local schools that participate in this event. However, the children tend to go at the front of the parade due to all the firecrackers and fireworks being released around the Kiao. Now for those of you who are a little bit squeamish, I should warn you that the Mahsongs will be passing by shortly, and of course they will have piercings in their face, cheeks, also their tongues. So of course feel free, if you are squeamish, to skip this part of the video. And of course these piercings will range from small skewers right through to some very obscure objects. Some of the Mahsongs will have piercings on their skin, arms, neck, shoulders and chest, etc. The reason the Mahsongs have the piercings are a little unclear, but from what I understand, the Mahsongs believe they are a vessel for people's sins, and the piercings are a way of atoning for those sins. Now the majority of Mahsongs are men, however there are women that take part in this. Now as the Mahsongs pass by, you will see that some of the Mahsongs are encouraged to visit the table that we saw earlier with the fruit offerings. The Mahsongs will then bless the fruit and pass the fruit out amongst the people, and by doing so the people that receive the fruit believe that they will receive good luck and good fortune. And it is quite common during the festival to see a lot of these tables at the front of various homes and businesses, in the hope that these will bring good fortune, good health to the business and to the family. Okay guys, as you can see, the Kiao are now starting to pass in front of the shopping mall, and this is where things will start to get a little bit crazy. Now at this point I would say it can become very dangerous, and if you are going to attend this event, it would be a good idea to have some sort of ear and eye protection. The guys who are carrying the Kiao will encourage the crowd to throw more and more firecrackers, causing the street to fill with both smoke and an awful lot of noise. Now as you can see guys, the street is slowly disappearing underneath of all the firecracker wrappers, and I can honestly say I have never experienced anything quite like this before. The sheer volume of firecrackers that have been thrown in the past few minutes is just unbelievable. Okay guys, we are now going to move location to outside Bang Niew temple to watch the finishing part of the parade. Well guys, after what I can only describe as one very chaotic morning down in Phuket town, it is now evening time and we are over near Bald&Bored temple. We are going to be taking a look at the fire walking ceremony. I've actually arrived a little bit early as I wanted to have a quick look around before the crowds built up. As you can see, the coals are already alight, and I'm probably about 10 to 15 foot away, and I can assure you guys there is some serious heat coming off these coals.
ทองลงมานะก็สามารถขึ้นไปจอดได้แล้วเดินขึ้นมาออกกำลังกายกันขึ้นมานิดหนึ่งนะก็จะได้ปลอดภัย